The warmer seasons are upon us. It's gonna start getting darker later in the day. Some people like that, some people don't like that. But we decided to put out our TBR before our February wrap up just because we needed a few more days to finish reading. We had such a hard time picking up books for this month. I don't know what the deal is. It's like everything I was picking up, I was like, do I really want to read that right now? But we ended up with a lovely stack in front of us. So we are gonna go ahead and go over our March TBR.
The first book I have on my March TBR is Nightbane by Alex Astor. This is the sequel to Lightlark. I really enjoyed Lightlark. It was a YA fantasy book, and I am trying to read more of my physical TBR and finish off the series that I'm currently in the middle of. I don't know that I remember all of the details of book one, but I do want to revisit it before going into this one because I remember liking it, and it's getting a movie adaptation soon, so I can't wait to get into this one.
One that I definitely know I want to read this month is Apples Never Fall by Leanne Moriarty, just because I know the adaptation is coming out in March, and that's definitely something that I want to watch. I know this is the same author as Big Little Lies, and I've watched that show and really enjoyed it, so I feel like I'm really going to enjoy the Apples Never Fall adaptation as well. But I know a lot of you guys have let me know that you don't think this book is worth it, which is really sad, and I'm hoping that's not the case for me. I'm hoping I'm really gonna enjoy it. I know it's about this family, there's a married couple, there's the kids, and one day the wife goes missing and half the kids think that the dad had something to do with it, and then the other half thinks that their dad would never be involved in something like that. So we're gonna see. I did watch the trailer for the adaptation and it looks so good, so I have to read the book first.
I've been trying to get through my literary fiction books, and I have a tiny one for this month. It is called A Short Stay in Hell by Stephen L. Peck, and I have heard amazing things about this one. I will read a little bit of the back. Soren has always believed he will be reunited with his loved ones in the eternal hereafter. Then he dies, and he wakes to find himself cast by a god he's never heard of to a hell whose dimensions he could barely grasp. A vast library he can only escape from finding the book that contains the story of his life. In this haunting existential novella, author, philosopher, and ecologist Stephen L. Peck explores a subversive version of eternity, taking the reader on a journey through the afterlife of a world where everything everyone believed turns out to be wrong. This one's gonna be so good, and it's such a short read too that I think I can knock it out really quickly. Someone said profound and disturbing. I'm intrigued by that.
In February, I read nothing but romance books, so I did want to add a few mystery thrillers for me this month, and one of them is The Coworker by Frida McFadden. We actually did just haul this book in one of our last videos when we went book thrifting. Frida McFadden writes such great, fast-paced mystery thrillers, and this is definitely one that I've been wanting to read. It says, two women, an office filled with secrets, one terrible crime that can't be taken back. Dawn is strange, at least everyone thinks so, at Vicks, the nutritional supplement company where Dawn works as an accountant. So when Dawn doesn't show up to the office one morning, her coworker Natalie is surprised, and then she receives an unsettling anonymous phone call that changes everything. It turns out that Dawn wasn't just an awkward outsider, she was being targeted by somebody close. And now Natalie is tied to Dawn as she finds herself caught in a twisted game of cat and mouse that leaves her wondering who is the real victim. That sounds crazy. I'm ready to get into it. I know Frida McFadden always catches me off guard with her little twist at the end, so can't wait to read it.
I've been saying for years now that I want to start getting into classic books, and I think the best way for me to go about that is starting from the beginning. So one of the very first classics I remember us reading in school was Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, so I think this is going to be the perfect one for me to start with because I know we read it in maybe like 6th grade, so I think this will be a good introduction into the classics for me. It says Guy Montag is a fireman. His job is to destroy the most illegal of commodities, the printed book, along with the houses in which they are hidden. Montag never questions the destruction and ruin his actions produce, returning each day to his bland life and wife Mildred. When he meets an eccentric young neighbor, Clarice, who introduces him to a past where people didn't live in fear, and to a present where one sees the world through the ideas of books instead of the mindless chatter of television, Montag begins to question everything he's ever known. Hey, this sounds very good, and I know it's a classic for a reason, so of course it is, but I can't wait to re-experience this now that I'm older. I don't think I gave it the appreciation it deserved back when I was in 6th grade. I hope that this jump starts my classics journey, and I'll be buddy reading this one this month, so I'm very excited.
Another mystery thriller I want to read this month is The Theory by Alex Michaelides. This is the author of The Silent Patient, which was one of my most favorite mystery thrillers. The plot twist in The Silent Patient is definitely one of my favorites, so I'm hoping something like that is going to happen in this book. Lana is a reclusive exclusive ex-movie star and one of the most famous women in the world. Every year, she invites her closest friends to escape the English weather and spend Easter on her idyllic private Greek island. I tell you this because you may think you know this story. You probably read about it at the time. It caused a real stir in the tabloids. It had all the necessary ingredients for a press sensation: a celebrity, a private island cut off by the wind, and a murder. We found ourselves trapped there overnight, our old friendships concealed, hatred, and a desire for revenge. What followed was a game of cat and mouse, a battle of wits full of twists and turns building to an unforgettable climax. The night ended in violence and death. But who am I? My name is Elliot Chase, and I'm going to tell you a story unlike any you've ever heard. The whole setup of this story is actually one that I don't tend to like, but I do know that I like this author's writing a lot, so hopefully he can change my mind on it.
Up next, I actually have a new release. I haven't even hauled yet, but I'm gonna haul it now. It is Where's Molly by H.C. Carlton. This just recently released. I bought it the day that it dropped, and I know I want to read it this month. This is a toughie because the cat and mouse duet by this author I did have a hard time reading. This is a spin-off book to that duet, and we are following a character that we briefly met in those books. It says Molly has been missing for more than 2 weeks, and police are still searching for the girl who seemed to vanish out of thin air. In my dreams, I never escaped the Oregon woods. Life after death isn't easy to accept, especially when I still feel like a ghost. Now I live deep in the mountains, but they are the home of horrors. This author does write really disturbing, dark books though, so definitely check content warnings if you need to. This is a character that I was hoping we would get to learn more about, and I've seen only good things about it since it's dropped, so I will be reading this in March.
I did pick some books that I think would be fun to read during spring break. I picked Float by Kate Marchant. I think we got this one in like our last book outlet haul. But this one I remember sounds so cute. We're following Waverly, and she basically is trying to figure out if she wants to spend the summer with her mom or her dad, and she ends up picking a summer with her aunt. So she's heading off to Florida, and then enter Blake, the super hot boy next door, charming and sweet. He welcomes Waverly into his circle. For the first time in her life, Waverly has friends, a social life, and soon enough, feelings for Blake. As the two grow closer, Waverly's fortune begins to look up. But every summer must come to an end, and letting go is hardest when you finally found where you belong. She needs to like just change schools.
Fully move.
Yeah, move in with her aunt. I think that sounds so cute. This one just sounds perfect. I'm ready to see how they're gonna figure this out for Waverly because she's found her home.
I'm gonna want her to stay there.
I know.
And I don't think she will.
Like, how are we gonna do this? We're gonna find out.
2 reasons I picked this next book. I am trying to finish series I'm in the middle of, like I said earlier, and it's green and I feel like it gives St. Patrick's Day. This is Anarchy by Tate James. This is the second book in the Hades series, which was a spin-off to the Madison Kate series, which I absolutely loved. This author writes about reverse harem relationships really well. And you guys know with darker romances, I need more than just spice. I need an equally good plot, and this author really does that for me. I'm excited. It's been a while since I've been in this world, so I'm ready to be back in it. If you are interested though in like a reverse harem series, I would definitely recommend reading Madison Kate before you read this series.
Another one that I picked to read for kind of like spring break time is The Reunion by Kayla Olson. This is another one I've had on my shelf for way too long. I like reading about books where they're like celebrities and they're actors or singers or whatever. I think that's so much fun. I know our 2 main characters, they used to be on a TV show together. They had this relationship, and then the TV show ended and they weren't together anymore. And now the TV show is going to have a reunion. It says Liv is happy to be back on set, especially when she discovers Ransom has only gotten better with age. They quickly fall into their old rhythms, rediscovering what had drawn them together decades before and realizing that their feelings for one another were not merely scripted. They never are.
No.
Liv begins to question whether there's room in the spotlight for her real life happy ending. I think that sounds cute. This sounds like a really solid read. It sounds like something that I would enjoy.
The next book I have is the only carryover I had from February. I wanted to finish all the books that I had, but I didn't get to this one. It is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I do really still want to read this one though. It is sci-fi, and I've heard this trilogy is life-changing. This is a genre that I've been wanting to get more into, so I am going to read it this month.
Another one I want to read this month is Flawless by Elsie Silver. I actually just got this book when we went to Target, but then I realized I don't know if I love this cover. I've seen where they have the Flawless just in like cursive, and this just looks like a little weird to me, so I don't know what that's about. If I like this series, I don't know if I want to continue buying them like this. So it says Rhett is the face of professional bull riding, the golden boy, or at least he was until it all blew up in his face after a public brawl. Now his agent says he has to clean up his image and sticks Rhett with his ball-busting daughter for the rest of the season as full-time supervision. So this is like exactly what we said. He's basically getting a babysitter for himself. I think that could be really cute because she's just gonna be like on him about like keeping it together, and he'll probably be all sassy and she'll be all bossy, and it'll probably be really hot. But I'm hoping I like this series and then want to buy all the other ones, and then I can find all of the cursive ones, hopefully.
Since I have a lot of different genres this month, I knew I wanted to have a mystery thriller, and this one I've actually had on my shelf for so long. It is Past Perfect Life by Elizabeth Yulberg. Every time that I read the summary, I think it sounds so good. So it says, Allie Smith loves her small town life just the way that it is, spending quality time with her widowed father, her tight-knit circle, including her best friend. Now, Allie's life is blown apart. Suddenly she learns she's not Allison Smith, her real name is Amanda, and she's been missing for more than 15 years! I don't even know what I would do if that happened to me. So did your parents just kidnap you? I'm pretty sure this is a YA mystery, and I think it was also a book of the month book, like way back in the day. I think this would just be a perfect short read, and I knew I wanted a little bit of a mystery for this month.
The last one I have is Bride by Allie Hazelwood. I've been seeing a lot of mixed things. It's a vampire bride and an alpha werewolf that form a dangerous alliance in this enthralling new paranormal romance. I like these two blurbs. This one says Hazelwood unleashes her sparkling voice and wit on a paranormal Romeo and Juliet. And then the other one says Allie Hazelwood finally gives us a paranormal with her trademark humor, twisty plot, and spice that doesn't quit. Buckle up. I think it sounds fun. I can't wait to see if I'm gonna love it or I hate it.
Those were all of the books that we picked out for ourselves. Now it's time to choose our blind book for the month. I'm scared because not only do I not remember what we've wrapped, but I don't know what's gonna go well with all of the other books that I picked out. Here are the books we wrapped earlier this year. We are going to pick for each other as always. Let's see.
Number 8.
Look at how you crumbled up these tiny numbers. Number 8 for you.
What the heck?
We keep pulling the same number.
Are we the same?
Book number 8 for each of us. I'm scared. Mine's thick. Oh! The King of Battle and Blood. I do already have a YA fantasy for this month, but I think this one will be better because I believe it's a standalone, whereas the other one's a sequel. This one does sound good. It says, Isolde considers her wedding day to be her death day. To end a years-long war and protect the people of her kingdom, she is to marry the vampire king, Adrian, and kill him. I'm actually looking forward to this one. You guys know I love that trope where it's like, I'm sent to kill you, but we fall in love, and the fact that it's a vampire, I think this will be a fun one for this month.
Let's see. Oh, Weather Girl!
They're kind of go. Well, I guess there's weather all the time.
No, it's kind of perfect for right now. Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon. A TV meteorologist and a sports reporter scheme to reunite their divorced bosses with unforecasted results in this electrifying romance. It says working closely with Russell means allowing him to get to know parts of herself that Ari keeps hidden from everyone. Will he be able to embrace her dark clouds as well as her clear skies? I think that sounds really cute. Perfect one to add to my March TBR.
So these are all of the books we have planned for March. This is your birthday month.
It is my birthday month.
How exciting. What do you want?
I don't know. It's so sad.
What, aging?
Yeah. I feel like I'm still 21.
Me too. It's bittersweet. In addition to all of the books we went over today, we will also have our book club book for the month. The poll to vote for what book we're going to read in March is currently on the Fable app, so make sure to go vote. And if you haven't already joined, make sure to do so. The link for that is in the description, along with all of our social media links.
That is it for today's video, but let us know if you've read any of these books and your thoughts on them, and let us know what you are most looking forward to reading in March.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you guys next time.
What is March? Like spring break, St. Patty's, like we're getting into the warmer.
Oh, I hate hot weather.
In 6th grade we were worried about Belly and Connor.
I know.
We were like, this sucks. Easter, when is Easter?
April.
We're pretty close.
You're like close enough.
Your books are kind of wild.
Dude, this month they're kind of all over the place.
Mine's like, she wants to stay with her hands. Yours are like, what happens after death? Allie Hazelwood finally gives us paranormal with her trademark humor, twisty plot, and spice that doesn't quite buckle up.
I was like, that doesn't sound right.
It's not right.
Okay.
It's not right. Okay. And then
She's saying buckle up at the end. Okay.
these are yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Number
see.
10 for you.
No, 10 we already did. Those were open. Girl, do it again. Do it again.